So verse 5 is saying Yahuwah is exceedingly fond of them and has done many things for them, such as have not been done from days of old. And among all the mighty ones of the nations, there is none that can do like unto his mighty deeds. In other words, their mighty one was mightier than all the other ones. 6, surely he delivered. Now, here we go. The other nations knew this. They knew what had happened. Surely he delivered their father Abraham to Arbri from the hand of Nimrod and from the hand of all his people who had many times sought to slay him. He delivered him also from the fire which King Nimrod had cast him. He was cast into the furnace fire, and the Most High delivered him, and his mighty one delivered him from it. And who else can do the like? If the Most High was to throw us into a furnace, he would allow them to throw us into a furnace today, how many would have enough belief in him that he could deliver them even through a fiery furnace? Surely it was Abraham who slew 5 kings of Elam when they had touched his brother's son, who in those days dwelt in Sodom. Talking about Lot. They knew the story, they knew the history, and took his servant that was righteous in his house, and a few of his men, and they pursued the kings of Elam. Here it is. This is what we're reading about Yashar'al and what they did. Took just a few of them and some servants. They was doing what their father Abraham had done in the past. Pursued the kings of Elam in one night and killed them, and restored his brother's son all his properties which he had taken from him. And this is where we got the story where Abraham gave to Melchizedek 1/10 of the spoils. And this was a one-time deal. We don't read anywhere else where he continued to give 1/10. But here we have Israelites, people ignorantly calling themselves Israelites, collecting tenths from the people, robbing the people blind. And surely Yahuwah, the mighty one of the Arbris, has much delight with them. Once again, we're reading, he have delight in his people, and they are also delighted with him. And they know that he delivered them from all their enemies. We knew the Most High delivered us from all of our enemies. And behold, through his love towards his mighty one, Abraham took his only and precious son and intended to bring him up as a burnt offering to his mighty one. And had it not been for Yahuwah who prevented him from doing this, he would have done it through his love to his mighty one. And Yahuwah saw all his works. Yahuwah, once again, they understand works and belief is 2 different things. Yahuwah saw all his works. On that day, you're going to be judged according to your works, according to what you do. Christians said there's nothing we could do in order to enter, but it's going to be according to our works. And swore unto him and promised that he would deliver his son and all his seed from every trouble. He promised to deliver him, his son, and all his seed from every trouble that would befall them when we walk in obedience, of course. Because he had done this thing, and through his love to his mighty ones, he stifled his compassion for his children. This is the Most High caring for his children. And have you not heard what their mighty one did to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to Abimelech, king of Gigar? Says, through taking Abraham's wife, who said to her, she is my sister, lest they might slay him on account of her, and think of taking her for a wife. And Yahuwah did unto them and their people all that you have heard. So they understood what the Most High did for the people, for his people. They understood the stories. They knew them and understood them very well. It's us today. We don't know our history. We don't know history. We don't know scripture. And if we get these things, we read it once and we forget. Scripture said we should retain his word. And this is something we need to learn to do, to retain his word. 14. And behold, we ourselves saw with our eyes that Esau, the brother of Jacob, came to him with 400 men with the intention of slaying him. He had the intention on killing him, for he called to mind that he had taken away from him his father's Barakah, and he went to meet him when he came from Syria, and smite the mother with children, and who delivered him from his hand, but his mighty one in whom he trusted. Who delivered Jacob? This is what he's saying. Nobody but his mighty one, nobody but Yahuwah, who he trusted in. He says he delivered him from the hands of his brother, and also from the hands of his enemies. And surely he again will protect them. The Most High protects us over and over, again and again. He never gets tired of protecting his people. Here we're going to have a final generations, the sons of light versus the sons of darkness. And the Most High will continue to protect his children from now and forever. It says, who does not know that it is their mighty one who inspired them with strength. Okay, listen, this is kind of hilarious. You know, they know more than what we know. How is it they know more than what we know? He says, who does not know this? Who in the world does not know that it is their mighty one who inspired them with strength? Is him who give us power. This is what it's saying. Who do not know this? And do to the town of Shechem the evil which you heard? Could it then be with their here we go. How these men knew this? Why we don't? I always ask this question. How is it they know this? And how is it we don't know this? Could it be with their own strength that two men could destroy such a large city of Shechem? Had it not been for their Elohim, you take the Most High from those two men, they would not be able to destroy the city. Impossible. It was impossibility. But they understood. It wasn't through their own strength. It was through the mighty one whom they trusted in. He said, and did unto them all this to slay the inhabitants of the city and their cities. They listen. They destroyed these people. 2 men, and it was thousands. And can you then prevail over them? Now he's talking sense here. Can you then prevail over them who have come together, who come forth together from your city to fight with the whole of them? Even this is something. Even if 1,000 times as many more should come to your assistance, if you had 1,000 times more to come to help you, you're still not going to be able to win this battle. Surely you know and understand that you do not come to fight with them, but you come to war with their mighty one. They knew this. You're not fighting against them. You're fighting against their mighty one. When Yashar'al doing what they're supposed to do, remember, they're the mighty one in earth. They're the ones that the Most High gave the authority to be the mighty one on earth, the Elohim on earth, ruling and reigning with the staff. And here it is, the other nations going against that rule. And the Most High is not going to go for that. You come to make war with their mighty one when you come against these people who made choice of them. And you have therefore come this day to be destroyed. This period, point blank. You come this day to be destroyed. Now therefore refrain from this evil which you are endeavoring to bring upon yourselves. They're about to bring death and destruction. Death and destruction upon them own self. And it will be better for you not to battle with them, although they are but few in numbers. Don't look at the numbers. Although they are few in numbers, you understand. People understand this. When you're few in numbers and the Most High with you, don't look at the numbers. When you have a little bit of money, you few in money, don't look at the money. You're not looking at the one that empowers you. You see, that's why you can't say we don't have money to flee. That's weakness. You're not operating in power and strength. That's a weak That's a weak person that's just ignorant of the scriptures, ignorant of who they are, ignorant of the fact of who they could be. And they have no idea. And they're looking at how much money they have. They're looking at the numbers. It's just me. I'm a single person. How can I flee Babylon? It's just me. I'm just one person. Surely the Most High is not going to. I can't do this. He wouldn't ask us to flee and we don't have money. This is what people say. Because their Elohim is with them. Just because we are few in numbers, you have to realize the Most High is with us. And when the kings of the Amorites heard all the words of their advisors, their hearts were filled with terror. This is the prayer of Isaac and Jacob, Yitzchak and Jacob. This is the prayer that they prayed. Their heart be filled with terror, and they were afraid of the sons of Jacob and would not fight against them. Here the Most High heard and answered their prayers. This is and when the king, and they inclined their ears to the words of their advisors, and they listened to all the words and the words of their counselors, greatly pleased the kings, and they did so. And the kings turned and refrained from the sons of Jacob, for they do not approach them to make war with them, for they were greatly afraid of them. Their hearts melted within them from their fear of them. So their heart, they melted. That prayer they prayed, the Most High pressed this upon them. For this proceeded from Yahuwah to them. Here it is. Verse 24. This came from Yahuwah. The things that happens in our lives, we don't understand when it comes from Yahuwah. You need somebody to tell you. You know this thing from Yahuwah. Look at my situation. Look at what things look like. And I tell you, you know this thing is from Yahuwah. The situation you are in right now, you know this thing is from Yahuwah. For he heard the prayers of his servant Jacob and Isaac and Jacob, for they trusted in him. And all these kings returned with their camps on that day, each to his own city, and they did not at that time fight with the sons of Jacob. So at this time they did not fight with them. And the sons of Jacob, watch, they kept their station that day till evening, opposite of Sihon, and seeing that these kings did not come to fight against them, the sons of Jacob returned home. That's when they returned home. You know, they knew they wasn't coming to fight against them. Joshua 54, 5 and 6. Now, this is going into the account to show you, this power and might they possess. Dealing with Yahusep and Yehuda. Do you not know what two of my brothers, Simeon and Louis, did to the city of Shechem, unto the 7 cities of the Amorite, on account of our sister Dinah? And of course Dinah, judgment, and also what they would do for the sake of their brother Benjamin? And I said, and I with my strength, this is what he's telling him, who am greater and mightier than both of them, come this day upon you and your land, if you are not willing to send our brother away. So Yahusep was not going to send Benjamin with them. Okay, and this is 28 through 31. Excuse me. And when Yehuda heard this thing, he was exceedingly wroth, and his anger burned within him. And there was before him in that place a stone. We know this. I brought this out before. That weight of which was about 400 shekels. And Yehuda's anger was kindled, and he took the stone in one hand and cast it to Shamaim and caught it with his left hand. And he placed it afterwards under his legs, and he sat upon it with all his strength. Here's Yehuda showing his strength, his power, and his might. And the stone was turned into dust from the force of Yehuda. He had power and might in his hands. And he was showing this mighty act that he and his people that was strengthened with the power that came through the seed of Abraham.